I know your story better than anyone listening, but it's to me, it's super inspiring what you've been able to like just the place that you're at now and where
Mhm.
you've gotten based on the cards you've been dealt. Very different than the cards that I've been dealt.
Oh yeah.
I had two very loving parents who supported me, who have, drove me to every soccer game,
Mhm.
even if it was like 4 hours away on the weekends. Like, I'm beyond grateful for that.
Yeah.
And you, on the other hand, had a completely different situation where it's like you had a single mom trying to raise you,
Mhm.
and your dad's not in the picture. And yet you still got to the same place where I'm at, you know,
Yeah.
with a lot less resources, probably,
Yeah.
you know,
It's interesting.
and I think it's really inspiring just for anyone listening to hear your story a little bit more and just how you were able to kind of, you might not have realized where you were going, but you ended up in a much more positive situation than most kids who grow up with single parents
Yeah.
who end up just doing drugs, getting into, you know, illegal activities, whatever it is, and you were able to find the light in all this, which is just inspiring as hell, and I love you for that, dude.
I
And
appreciate that.
yeah, it's just it. Yeah, there's no other way to put it, man. It just like I just feel like I'm so blessed to have met you because I realize like Marcus fucking he's moving mountains, man, with your life. And and you do it at such a graceful pace, and that's something that I'm trying to get better at. So yeah, I don't know if you want to touch a little bit more on like what like if there's someone listening who's just like doesn't have the best family situation, doesn't have the best home situation, like
Mhm.
what is something that
Mm. It's a good
you
question.
would give them in terms of advice? Like maybe they have a terrible relationship with their parents or whatever it
Mhm.
is. What would you say to those people?
Yeah, that's like a great question. Like I've always had that mentality and thought process because, and I'm not trying to speak as a person, obviously there have been people who've gone through way worse situations than I have, and I've come to the point where I just feel blessed. Even though I didn't have a father, I did use that as a crutch a lot of my life, but it became more of a blessing once you really look at the situation. You kind of get like a third eye view of your life and how far you've come. And there's definitely going to be a lot of challenges in life. And I used to have a cousin who actually, his mom wasn't even there for him as much. She was there, but she wasn't there. Whether meanwhile his dad was in the same situation as my dad. Um, so like when I look at people like that, like I see myself no different from me and like your situation. You've had problems in your life that you've had to overcome and things that I've never experienced. I think everyone has their own unique like problems to deal with and challenges to overcome. And I don't like to, at least nowadays, I don't like to say that my problem is worse than yours. It's just a different way to go about it. And if there's one advice that I would try to give people, it's very hard to just give one thing. But, if you feel that there's people around you that are giving you, your full love and attention, and I had those people. Like I had I already spoke on it a little bit. My grandfather, my uncles, um, just my grandparents in general, and even my mom. Like my mom worked hard, and in the beginning, like it didn't seem that way. You're just a kid; you don't really notice it, and that's that thing. You realize too, like as a kid, like it's so traumatic. I couldn't understand other people still. Like I can't speak for a lot of other people who are still going through traumatic experiences, even as an adult. But really, just being accepting to your emotions, I guess, at the end of the day, because I did have to come to that realization where like the only person I can trust is myself. And kind of like expressing my emotions. It's very hard to pinpoint, to be honest. Like, I don't want to just give like a very basic answer, because I went through a lot, and it takes a lot of being vulnerable to like whatever shit you're going through. Um, and just being honest, and if you have those people in your life, like stick to them. Um, I didn't utilize them as much, but they were there, on the in the background. Like I might have not fully paid attention to them, but they were all there. I just decided not to express my emotions. Um, Up until I started realizing that my life wasn't a crutch. It was like the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Like it's the reason why I am the person that I am today. So I don't regret any of it. Like I don't regret not having a father figure like truly there for me all the time. I don't regret me hating my mom a lot of my life, because I learned to love her at the end of the day. But just being honest with where you're at, and it's okay to I don't know, it's okay to cry. I don't know, I feel like
Mhm.
crying is the best outlet, man. Honestly, seriously, like I honestly agree with that. I used to cry a lot, but and I still do, to be honest, but can't help it. I don't know what it is. It's just fucking innate. But it's fun. Releases energy, and not being judgmental on yourself, and trusting that higher power. He has a plan,
Hmm.
or they.
That's good advice.